The faint hum of monitors filled the dim fluorescent-lit PC Bang. Tucked away in a quiet corner of Gangseo District, Seoul. On a crisp morning of October 14, 2018, neon signs flickered, and plastic chairs scraped softly across the tiled floor. Shin, a 20-year-old part-time worker, wiped condensation from a screen. He barely noticed the man, who walked in an angry customer, tense and slightly disheveled. The man, Kim, demanded, clean up the trash left by the previous gamer. His voice edged with impatience. Shin nodded, moving to gather scorched cigarette butts and empty snack containers. But when Kim demanded a refund just 10 won, Shin gently refused. Words escalated, fueled by frustration and a simmering rage. Fingers pointed, voices rose. Shin, calm yet firm, stood his ground. A scuffle nearly erupted. Shin called the cops. In minutes they arrived, but only to defuse the situation briefly. 15 harrowing minutes later, the officers left. An uneasy quiet settled. Kim and his younger brother exited side by side, vanishing into the gray morning mist. But minutes later, Kim returned alone and carrying something glinting in his hand. It was a knife. He stalked across the threshold again, his eyes cold, fixed on Shin. Without hesitation he lunged. The blade sank into flesh over 80 unchecked. Strikes striking the face and hands with merciless precision. It was as though each stab carried a piece of his fury, his humiliation. The taunt of a trivial matter blown into a macabre act of violence. Shin slumped by the escalator, crimson staining the plastic. The cold tile. Customers shrieked. Their phones trembled as they called for help. Kim's brother vanished like a shadow. The flashing lights of police cruisers cut through the fog. 30 seconds later, Kim did not flee. He stood, as if startled by his own actions, until officers subdued him with a taser. An ambulance arrived swiftly. Shin, conscious but fading, was whisked to a nearby hospital. 3 agonizing hours later by 11 a.m., he was gone. Aftermath and verdict. Current status. The case shook the city. Mass outrage surged, culminating in a record-breaking petition demanding harsh punishment. The authorities, citing public alarm and the ruthless nature of the crime, disclosed Kim's identity and face, a rare move in Korean legal practice. Despite defenses citing his history of depression, forensic evaluation ruled that he was not mentally incapacitated at the time. In a landmark decision, the court sentenced Kim to 30 years in prison. His younger brother, initially suspected of complicity, was ultimately acquitted for lack of evidence. The verdict left no doubt a brutal murder, born of trivial confrontation, had escalated into a tragedy that could not be forgiven or forgotten. To this day, the PC Bang stands empty, its screens cold, its chairs barren, a silent witness to a fleeting moment of fury that stole a life.